What if I told you the next Batman might already be chosen, and it is not the name you expect? James Gunn is rebuilding the DC universe, and his choice for Bruce Wayne could define the franchise for the next decade. Right now, one name is gaining serious attention. He has even called Batman his dream role, and may already be on Gunn's radar, which makes the speculation even harder to ignore. Some fans are convinced he is the perfect fit, others say it is impossible. But when you line up the clues, the picture gets very clear. Let's put all the pieces together and see where it leads. Every era of Batman shapes the way fans see the character. In the 1980s, Tim Burton gave us the Gothic Knight. Christopher Nolan later brought realism and grounded philosophy. Zack Snyder introduced an older and battle-hardened Batman.
Well, here I am.
Matt Reeves showed a young detective haunted by obsession.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Each interpretation reflected the world it was born into. Now James Gunn is preparing his chapter, and the stakes are higher than ever. The Brave and the Bold will not be a solo story about a brooding vigilante. It is the introduction of Damian Wayne, a Robin unlike any we have seen on film. Damian is not the lighthearted partner of the old comics. He is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, trained by the League of Assassins, raised in violence, and filled with arrogance. For the first time on screen, Batman must be more than Gotham's dark protector. He must be a father. That single choice changes the DNA of the story. This version of Batman has to embody three roles at once. He has to be the terrifying figure who dominates the underworld. He has to be the billionaire who can command any room. And he has to be a mentor who learns to guide a son that challenges him at every step. No Batman before has been asked to balance that combination. This is not a side project. Whoever earns the cowl will anchor a decade of storytelling, not just one trilogy. They will open the door for Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, and a connected Bat family that fans have waited decades to see. Which is why the search for the right actor is so crucial. And in the middle of all the names being thrown around, one stands out as the perfect fit for this new chapter. Who Brandon Sklenar is. When Brandon Sklenar's name started to appear in Batman conversations, fans paid attention. Many now believe he could be the right choice for the role. Looking at his career, the reasons become clear. Every project he has taken on has given him qualities that line up with Bruce Wayne. Intensity, discipline, emotion, and the ability to hold an audience, even in silence. One of his early breakthroughs was Mapplethorpe. It was a smaller, independent film, but the demands on the actors were heavy. Sklenar had to express tension, pain, and drive with very little dialogue. That same skill is vital for Batman, a character who often controls the room with a look rather than words. From there, he appeared in Vice and Midway, both serious films about real history. These roles required focus and credibility, and Sklenar showed he could ground himself in stories with weight. Batman works the same way. He is a man with no powers, relying on control, strategy, and presence to stand alongside gods and monsters. The defining role so far came in 1923. As Spencer Dutton, Sklenar played a man scarred by war, carrying both toughness and vulnerability. He brought raw emotion to a story about survival and trauma. This is the core of Bruce Wayne, a man shaped by pain, yet still strong enough to keep fighting. Then came It Ends With Us, which revealed another side. Here he showed warmth and fragility, proving he could handle intimate, emotional storytelling. Batman needs that range too. Beneath the mask, Bruce Wayne must show rare moments of softness with Alfred, allies, or his son Damian. With new projects like The Housemaid, Sklenar continues to expand his skills. His path feels deliberate, like each role has been preparing him for something larger. This is why so many fans now see Brandon Sklenar as more than a candidate. His career feels like the foundation for Batman himself. Talent alone is not enough to play Batman. The role also demands the right look and the right age. Brandon Sklenar was born in 1990, which places him in his early 30s, and that detail could be one of his strongest advantages. In James Gunn's The Brave and the Bold, Batman will not be fighting crime alone. He will be introduced alongside Damian Wayne, his son, who is expected to be around 13 or 14 in the film. Sklenar is at the perfect point in life to make that father-son relationship believable. He is not too young to look out of place, raising a teenager, and he is not too old to feel weighed down in the role. Physically, he matches the image that fans carry of Bruce Wayne. He is tall, broad-shouldered, and carries a sharp, commanding presence that makes sense in both the cape and the tuxedo. The best Batman in history always nailed this duality. On one side, the dark figure in the shadows, feared by criminals. On the other side, the billionaire playboy who can walk into a room and own it with charm and confidence. This balance is exactly what fans online are pointing out. Ben Affleck was often seen as too old to carry a long-term future in the role. Robert Pattinson, while brilliant in The Batman, was designed as a younger, more isolated detective. Sklenar falls right in between. He avoids both extremes, giving Gunn's DCU a Batman who feels like he can lead now and keep leading for the next decade. When James Gunn revealed The Brave and the Bold, he made one point very clear. This Batman is not just a fighter or a dark loner. He is a father, a detective, and a man who struggles to balance two identities.
Both those things are really cool. I like the detective Batman, but I also really like the fighter Batman that's just the brute that's,
Yeah.
you know.
Gunn explained that his Batman must feel human first and heroic second. That means the actor has to bring out both rage and tenderness, strength and vulnerability, authority and compassion. Casting under Gunn is never about chasing the biggest name. He has said many times that he values authenticity over star power. His track record proves this. In Guardians of the Galaxy and Peacemaker, he chose actors who could deliver emotional honesty while also thriving in large, action-driven stories. The same logic applies to Batman. Gunn does not want a stereotype. He wants an actor who can vanish into the role of Bruce Wayne in public, then transform into the tormented, relentless figure that is Batman in private.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But listen, it's a really good TV show. Like it was like, I can't believe how good that show was.
Chemistry is what Gunn values most. The interactions between Batman and Damian Wayne will set the stage, but Gunn also plans to introduce a wider cast around them. His Batman needs to command the screen in both combat and quiet dialogue. He must look natural in a brutal fight and just as convincing in a vulnerable family moment. Gunn is not searching for the most famous face or the darkest performance. He is searching for someone who reflects his style of storytelling, which means layered humanity, credible physical presence, and authentic chemistry. That is exactly why Sklenar stands out as a fit for Gunn's Batman. One of the most telling signs of momentum in casting talk today comes not from Hollywood trades, but from the online fan community. And online fans are not just throwing out random names for Batman. With Brandon Sklenar, the talk feels different. Several trusted fan accounts claim that James Gunn or people on his team have actually seen his work. That small detail is enough to spark fire. Sklenar has gone from a simple fan cast to someone fans treat as a real option. Twitter threads, Reddit debates, YouTube videos, they are all pointing in the same direction. Fans say his acting style lines up with the Batman Gunn has described in interviews. Some even claim insiders hinted that Gunn gave a positive reaction when Sklenar's name came up. There is no official word, but the excitement is loud, and it keeps growing. Most of the time, fan casting comes and goes. A name trends for a day and then disappears. But Sklenar feels different. Brandon Sklenar has not avoided the Batman conversation. He has actually spoken about it directly. In an interview with Men's Journal for his series 1923, Sklenar said that playing Batman was something he dreamed of as a child. He explained that it was the kind of role that stays with you for life. That shows his interest is real and not just a response to internet talk.
It's something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. And I've never even talked about it. And then it just started happening. And I was like, this is cool.
He has also reacted when fans created artwork of him as Batman. On more than one occasion, Sklenar responded with emojis including a bat, which fans immediately noticed. Outlets like Comic Book Resources reported on these interactions, pointing out that he clearly saw the fan buzz and was not ignoring it. His willingness to acknowledge the idea in public is important. It shows that he does not dismiss the thought of being Batman and that he respects the attention from the audience.
Filming season 2, I was like, this is kind of Batman.
At the same time, James Gunn has been open about the direction of the brave and the bold. In interviews covered by Games Radar, Gunn explained that details of the film have already been adjusted. He mentioned changes to Bruce Wayne's age and even some parts of his background. Gunn has also said that several well-known actors have expressed interest in the role. While he did not mention names, it proves that the project is still very active and that the casting is flexible.
Yeah, I do. I have guys I like. I have guys that are at the top of the list for me, just like I had people that were at the top of the list for Superman. But let me tell you something. Those aren't the people they aren't David Cornsweet.
Right.
So they didn't get the job. So
Right.
people can guess and maybe they'll be right about certain things.
When Sklenar's own words, his fan engagement, and Gunn's public comments are viewed together, they form a clear picture. This is not only online rumor, it is a situation where the actor has shown personal interest, the fans have shown excitement, and the director has confirmed that the door is open for the right choice. So let's step back and look at the big picture. The brave and the bold is not trying to copy what came before. It is carving out its own identity. It will not feel as grim and grounded as Christopher Nolan's trilogy. It will not lean into the camp of Joel Schumacher, and it will not dive into the gothic shadow of Tim Burton. James Gunn has described this new film as something different. It will mix adventure with family tension, and it will place real emotional weight on the father-son story between Bruce Wayne and Damian. That tone is exactly why Brandon Sklenar stands out. He has the ability to bring the fear and power you expect from Batman, while also carrying the heart and vulnerability needed for a story about family. Few actors can balance those two sides without one feeling forced, but Sklenar has shown he can shift from quiet intensity to raw emotion in a way that feels natural. And when you start lining up the boxes, he checks every one of them. The right age to play a seasoned but not too old Bruce Wayne. The right look to command the screen as both billionaire and vigilante. The acting range to explore the scars and rage of Batman while still opening up for emotional moments. The physicality to make fight scenes believable. The proven ability to work in ensembles, which is critical for a film that introduces the Bat family. And most importantly, the growing buzz that links him directly to Gunn's radar. But here's the bigger argument. This choice is not just about who looks good in the cape. This is about who can carry Batman into a brand new era of the DC universe. Who can lay the foundation for a Bat family that fans will want to follow for years. Who can still stand apart from every actor who came before and make the role his own. That is why Brandon Sklenar is not just a good option. He might be the best option. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into casting news and superhero stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button. There is plenty more coming your way.